I don't know what's more fun, the fact that the fun that we have in the green room behind the scene, and then one of us is like going, "Oh shit, we got to go live," and we're going live after the fact. It's like there was one time I think we went live like 2 minutes later. We were just sitting in the back, just
We're
going
just
on and
chilling.
just BS and just chilling, and it's like Red's like, "Aren't we supposed to be going live about now?" Anyways, welcome to the Twisted Pair. I'm Graybeard.
And I am Ash Red. And today we have a very special guest who I will probably give a lot of shit to. But I said I would be nice, so I did say I would be nice. So I
You
am
did
going to
say
be
that. You
nice.
did. You did.
Why did I
Yeah.
say that? So we are we are with Fred Espinal with Puro
Hey, I
Cigar
like your
Company.
accent. I like your accent. Espino, Espino.
Yes, Fred.
Hey, so
Espinal.
hey, Graybeard, can you say it? Say it. Say it for her. Espinal.
Espinal.
Espinal. Espinal.
See,
Yeah,
I'm
Espinal.
I
You
Espinal.
said
am
it good. You said it right earlier.
Espinal.
I am about
Espinal.
as Texas as you can get, and I
Well,
wasn't born
I
here. I
like my
say it.
accent better, so we're gonna change your name. So now that's your name, okay?
Espino.
Espinal. Espinal. You're now Spanish.
Hey,
Yeah, I'm just gonna call you Fred.
there you go.
Is that okay? I can just call you Fred.
I'll take that all day.
All right. All right.
So
Welcome to the show.
yes.
Thank you for having me on here.
S-
I've been anxious to get on here, by the way, because somebody canceled one time, so I was like, oh.
I was the reason for the cancel, and I do apologize for that. But life just happened to happen, and
Of
just
course,
kind of kicked me in the royal rump.
I got you. I
And
understand.
I call my rump royal because it's mine and I can. So, anyways, I usually allow the lady. I usually not allow the lady. Usually goes first on our. I can't allow her to do anything. She's going to do her own damn thing
I'm
anytime
just
she
gonna do whatever
wants.
the fuck I want.
That's right. Hey, it's not 9 o'clock yet.
Oh shoot. Anybody who knows me and you know, I'm gonna say this. I was at an event and someone said, "Oh, there's Ash Red. She's really nice. She's very calm and collect." And I'm like,
Who are
"You
they
know
talking
what?
about?
Who are you?" And they're like, "I bet she likes to have someone take control. That she's not very controlling." And I'm like, "Look, you don't know me. Hello, yeah." What I'm doing tonight is with my pairing. I'm doing I'm trying to get used to where the camera is. Here it is, right there. Uh, the Maduro, and I'm gonna let you say the name of it since you don't like my accents, okay, Fred?
You said it just fine.
No, I'm talking about the name of the cigar because I'll probably butcher that. So I'm
Maduro.
gonna let. I'm
Maduro.
gonna. No, but what is it? It's Gaye. What was it?
No, no. So my cigars, I have five blends, right?
Yes.
The first three are 50 by six. So when I first started the company, I started with only three blends. So I decided to name them because I have a rooster, and I'll explain to you what the rooster means and all that. Um, I decided to call it Gallos de Pelea. So, which means fighting roosters or fighting cocks. Obviously in the Latin American countries, that's a norm, right?
Yeah.
It's a normal thing that. So, um, I was like, you know what? Let me name it like that. That series because they're all going to be
Right.
the same, gauge, the same length, and that's the series. So, Gallos de Pelea, which
Yeah.
is fighting cocks, fighting
Okay. So
roosters.
I have the fighting cock. I have a cock. Great Bird's
You have
like
a red
no.
cock.
We'll be right back after this
Okay.
word from our sponsors.
Okay.
So let's get on to what you're pairing.
What I'm pairing with. Okay, so I am pairing. I'm doing something different, outside of the box, outside of the norm. So I am doing just straight up amaretto.
Oh,
Oh,
something
Just
sweet.
straight up
Something
amaretto.
sweet. Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, I've paired it with cigars before, but it's been a hot minute since I've done it, and it was always an enjoyable experience. But I was like, I just want amaretto, you know, amaretto, however you say it. So that is what I'm
Amara-
Amaretto.
Emaretto. Cierra la boca nomás. Okay.
English, please. English, please. Y'all can be talking shit about me and I won't even know it. English, please. What about you, Fred? See, I was going to go first, but again, I can't control what she does. She said, "No, bitch, I'm going first."
I wouldn't fight it. You're a smart man. You're a smart man.
I don't fight it. I step back. So what are you doing?
I'm right behind you on that one. I'm drinking a Buchanan's pineapple. Buchanan pineapple, baby.
Oh, okay.
All right. And which cigar are you smoking?
The Maduro.
So, all right.
Where's the camera? Where's the camera? There we go. Because I have this thing. Not used to having my phone sideways.
See, I'm on my laptop, so I've got my camera right here in front of me, right there. Well, I've got the Maduro as well, and I am pairing. And I pulled this one out specifically because of the blend that's in here. I am pairing a Whistle Pig Old Fashioned Cast Finished Rye. And so this is, I didn't even look to see. It doesn't even say what cast finish it is.
It's a good cast.
There you go.
It's a good cast. But what I love,
Approved by Ash Red.
Look at that color. I mean, that is
nice.
just a beautiful color.
Yeah.
So,
nice.
We're the Twisted Pair. We're all about the pairings. We've just had our pairings. Let's jump into how you got into cigars. Because, I'll be honest. I didn't know anything about Espinal Puro, and this is my first time smoking anything that you've done, until Red comes to me and goes, I've got this guest. I've got him booked, but I'm not going to tell you who he is just yet. You're going to have to wait to find out. And I'm like, you do this to me all the time. So tell us your story.
2019. I'm always, I had when I was 23, I had a pizza restaurant, like Italian restaurant. And that didn't go too well because I have a partner I had. He was smarter than me, obviously. And 2019 comes along, and I'm like, you know what? I want to open up a cigar company. I don't know, it just hit me. I don't have anybody, in the family that's in cigars. I don't have an uncle or anything. I don't have anybody close to me at all. No close relative that's in cigars. So I find out that my girlfriend at the time, cousin, is a master blender, Dominican Republic.
Ooh.
And as soon as I find out, mind you, when I started this, I didn't know anything about cigars. I mean, I smoked them, I did smoke them, but I didn't know anything. Obviously, what I know now. I always say this: I started with negative 100% on knowledge. Now I'm at 0, so I'm on solid ground now. Now it's time to learn. So. As soon as I get this information that he's a master blender, I start registering the company. I think I only had like $500 in the bank when I started this. So $500 was $350 for registration on the company and $150 for 80 cigars. And I used to go to Staples and get the bands. Obviously, the bands that you see here, they're not cut by scissors anymore, right?
Right.
So I used to cut them by scissors. And the pandemic really helped me out. I was like, you know what? What's really going to separate me from every other brand that's out there? What's going to separate me from everybody else? And, I started thinking outside the box with accessories. Well, I could show you some accessories that a couple of them that
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So.
Yes,
hey,
please do.
Hey, since yours grew legs, there, Red.
I know. I'm so sad.
Wait, there you go. So, this idea, I didn't get the patent. They stole it from me across the, obviously, probably know where. So now I'm using it. Nobody really uses it, so I take advantage, obviously, of it now. I like the light. I like the watch. So this one has the watch on it with a light. It has the logo in the back. Oh, there we go. And then this right here is something that I went to the drawing boards and I'm like, you know what, we got to give something modern to the smokers, you know, because I was more focused. I wasn't so much focused on people that were already like set smokers, right? I wasn't focused on people that were already like hard hitting, you know, strong cigars. That wasn't my thing because obviously, let's be honest, if you smoke, say, cigar XYZ, and that's a cigar you smoke because it's strong, because it's the cigar you like, it's going to be very hard for me to convince you to get off that cigar. So what I started to do, my marketing was, let me start marketing more towards the people that were just starting to smoke, right? And the people that smoked light. So if you smoked this Maduro when I first started my company, it would have been lighter than what you're smoking it right now. Right? I incremented it because now people are asking for it, right? They were asking for it. I'm like, you know what? I'll bring up a little bit more of the spice. I'll bring up a little bit more of that ligero, you know, a little bit more of that punch. And like I said, I was like, you know what? I need something that can separate myself from everybody else. And I started coming up with things like this. Right? This is a crossbody humidor that I right here.
Oh, he's gonna model it. Whoop, whoop.
There you go. So you can put it. You can either put it right here on your chest, and it's crush proof, or you can put it behind you. Right. So if you want your cigars, right there.
Boom.
So,
there they are.
right.
That is sweet. That is sweet.
Yeah.
You know, and you're using the right tools to reach a market, and I love that we're targeting new smokers. But I mean, what cigar smoker doesn't want a new lighter, doesn't want a new cutter, doesn't want a new travel door, doesn't want something.
You guys might recognize this person here. So this right here is another one. Is one of the, like, when you dress like this and you're going a little bit more like a gala, it has Swarovski crystals, 100% Swarovski crystals on it.
Wow.
And you can personalize it.
Ooh.
Very cool.
See that?
Wow.
Right?
And
so those things.
That name, I mean, everybody recognizes that name. So one of the few people who will tell it like it is, and he don't give a shit what you think.
And that's the same way I am. If I F up, I'm gonna be the first one to say, hey, I'm gonna be raising my hands. I'm not gonna point fingers. I'm like, oh, that's on me. If it's something that I didn't do, don't even start it, because I'm not even gonna follow that.
No.
I don't have the time for that. But I'll be the first one to say, don't be guessing anymore, looking for any further. I'm right here.
So I got to say right off the bat, so great flavor, great flavor. I'm picking up definitely picking up some graham cracker notes in this, with and a little bit of nutty flavors as well. But I'm just loving that ash. I mean, that is a nice white ash, very uniform, really nice burn to it.
Yeah.
Excellent.
It is.
It's
like, as we say, stacking dimes, because
Mm-hmm.
you're looking for that second of dimes. So and it's even. And like right now, as you can tell, like one of our viewers kind of made jokes of me and said, "Oh, it's like Beyonce's in the house because I have the fan that's blowing on me." So I mean, and we've talked about it. Whenever you're outside, natural element, and you have fans,
just say yes, Greybeard.
Oh, you don't have to tell me. I know how it goes.
No, I'm serious. They said that I was a white Beyonce, but I don't even see that.
They did.
The thing is you've got to kind of like, so right now I don't have an even burn because I have this fan coming on me. So we've talked about that in that natural element, but if I shut that off, it didn't have that on me. I mean, it would look like a cat in a hat. It's just even, and it's, the ash is, that beautiful color, and it's just stacking really, really nice.
Well, mind you, because I didn't know much about the business, I had to work at least 10 times a lot harder. I'm still nowhere near, most of these cats that are in this game for this, for so long, they know everybody and their mother, right? I came into this game knowing nobody. I came into this business knowing nobody at all, and I made my, I don't know what other people do, People always ask me, "Oh, you see so and so?" I'm like, I don't have the time to see so and so. I'm focused on me. I'm in my lane. I don't know what people are doing. Whatever's working for them. Obviously, I'm not gonna copy them if something's working for them, right? Because I have my own ideas. You know, uh, my marketing ideas are different. You know, the way that I market myself, my product is different. You know, and that's the way that I see it. You know, it's a modern product. You know, I mean, it's a modern way of commercializing the product, right? I have the crossbody bags, the personalized stuff, the lighters, you know. I have fedoras too, which I don't own one. I don't own a fedora, by the way.
What?
Listen, every time I leave my house, right, and with the fedora on, I don't come back with it on.
Because you're giving it away, or somebody takes
He's
it,
selling
walks
it.
away.
He's selling
They
it. I
buy
bet
it.
he's
They
selling it.
buy it. People buy it. They're like, "Oh, how much for that?" Hey, Fred, what's up with the hat? I know you make hats. And I'm like, "Well, this is the hat I'm wearing on my head." Yeah, that's the one I want. Oh my gosh. Give me $100. Okay, here.
All right, all right.
So you know, I'm the one that puts them together, so I can have hats anytime. You know.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
I'd like to touch a little bit on. Okay, so you mentioned that you don't. You have your way of marketing. You have your approach. You have your vibe, your vision. Um, do you ever wonder if because I mean, well, let me word it this way: is your focus more on the accessories where the cigars are the value added, or is it vice versa of that, to where your
Well,
cigars are your
I
focus and the accessories are the value added?
I own a cigar company. I don't own an accessory company.
Okay.
So I'm in the Dominican Republic once or twice a month, buying product, tasting
Hmm.
product. So I'm there. I go down there. Say I leave tomorrow. Sometimes I leave from one day to the next. I leave tomorrow. I come back the next day. Because I gotta either go buy some product or taste something that we're making. Like for example, like this beautiful thing right here that we're gonna come out with. Where we at? There we go. See that? That's called.
Ooh,
You see
Oh,
that?
that's
See what
beautiful.
it's called?
Yeah.
that's
Chicken choker.
chicken
Yeah.
choker.
Hey, and he's actually choking the chicken. Look.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, like I said, I at first I used to sit in the bleachers, and actually once everything was done, I used to come down, you know. But now it's like I'm there, I'm doing everything I need to do because at first when I started, I would get cigars that you see that wrapper on that cigar. Sometimes it'll be lighter. Sometimes it look like an Habano wrapper, but that's a San Andreas wrapper, and it's a natural
Hmm.
San Andreas wrapper. We don't do any coloration or anything to our cigars. That's just 100% natural on our wrappers. Um, and then this cigar would come. Look, this it looks light because of the light, but
Right.
it's a
Yeah.
little. It's a darker. Yeah, you have this one, right? Right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
I,
exactly. So right. So you see, well, that's number two. There, Greybeard.
okay.
This one's number four. I don't think you got it. I didn't. You see, if I would have known this, I would have sent two of each.
I've
You need to
So
I've
go
got
back.
just what
You need to go back and like read your messages. Or
I
I should have translated them for you.
I was gonna say. I've just got what the lovely lady Red brought me. It's just like when we're setting up the guests for the show. Sometimes she gets the cigars, sometimes I get the cigars, and you would think that we would be able to meet each other easily with us only being like 20 miles away. But yeah, that doesn't happen. I mean, we've canceled on each other more times than we've canceled on you.
That's not good. That's not good. We got to get together. See, 'cause if I go down to Texas and I don't see any one of
Oh,
you, I'm
Oh,
showing up at your doorsteps.
you okay? So when you come down to Texas, I'm not saying
Mhm.
if, I'm saying when,
mm-hmm.
when, because I'm going to take you to the shops that I want you to be in
Yeah.
here
Cool.
in Texas.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And
Excellent.
Red and I are going to host. Well, we will host. This is what we'll do. You make a trip to Texas. We'll host an event, a Leaf and Grain event with Fred Espinal from Espinal Puro.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Hey, I could plan this probably for next month.
Good. Let's go. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
But
I'm
I
down.
think it's okay. So, like, I want to go back to the beginning because at first you said you didn't know much about cigars. You started off with basically $500 to this business, and it was your girlfriend's ex-girlfriends or whatever.
Wife
Dad, uncle, blended.
Wife
someone
now,
blended it,
congratulations. Cheers,
Yeah.
cheers to that.
right? So that would technically make her an ex-girlfriend, right?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you're right.
So,
let me just tell you, brother, never stop dating her.
I hear you.
So
I know.
anyway, so you went down there and you started blending. So when you first went down there, did you learn like the basics how it was done, or
I didn't even go
tried
down
it?
there. Listen.
down.
I didn't even go down. She brought the cigars in for me, right?
Uh-huh.
I'm like, hey, we got to design. So when I came to designing the band, I didn't know anybody that designs bands, by the way. I didn't know anybody. So I go to a local print shop, and I'm like, hey, I got to design a band for the cigars. So the cigars came with bands, and I started measuring them. And I'm like, okay, yeah, at least I know 3.5.
Uh-huh.
And then I was like, okay, the height, okay, I literally, I'm telling you. So,
Oh, but trust me, I believe you, because the bands that we had for our cigars literally printed them out on paper, cut them out, and then got glue sticks, the non-toxic, food grade glue sticks, and sitting there gluing each of them on, and trying to figure out how to get them on to where they stay on, and then not just start sliding off. I understand.
yeah, oh yeah, I hear you. I went through all those struggles. I started with a 150 count humidor, like the wooden ones, and now I built one here in my house that's 10 feet by 19 feet. So.
Oh, nice. Where did you get all that? Because I do woodworking myself, and it's like I started working on one, and finding all that Spanish cedar is impossible.
That's a myth. You don't have to go with all that Spanish cedar. You don't.
Well, I know you don't have to.
No.
So what did you end up going with?
Oh no, I have Spanish cedar, but I don't
Okay.
have that much. You don't have to have all that Spanish cedar in there. In Dominican Republic, you'll go in there. They don't have that. They don't have it like that. Most places don't have it with all that Spanish cedar in it.
Okay.
If you think about it, the distribution warehouses, they don't have cedar in there.
Nope.
You know how much cedar that would be in a distribution warehouse?
Oh yeah.
At the price,
yeah.
at the price that it is right.
That would be insane.
I could,
No.
dude, with the price for a 10 by 19, with that, I could probably get 50,000 cigars.
Yeah.
True.
So,
But everything I built was just smaller stuff,
Right.
not that large.
Yeah.
Sorry, Red.
Yeah, so you did that. So did you start off with just like one blend, or like how did you start off? You said 3, okay.
Remember Gallos de Pelea, which is the Connecticut, which is smooth. So when you look at my cigars, the way that I intended it was like a signal bar on a phone, from the lowest to the strongest. So when you go to a cigar lounge, you're like, let's be honest, people that manage a cigar lounge, they don't really know which ones are the light ones, because they have big, they're hung down here, you know what I mean? They don't smoke that light shit, so they're gonna be smoking that heavy stuff. I don't know what to recommend. So I was like, you know what? Let me take that away from people. When they go into a cigar lounge and they see my stuff is gonna be in order. So they're like, you come in with your daughter, you come in with your son that he's just starting to smoke. Now you're like, oh, Fred cigars. Let's start him off with the green one, which is the Connecticut. And then after that, did you like that? You can handle that? All right, let's go with the blue one, which is number 2, the one that you have, Greybeard. And then let's go with the Maduro, the one that we're smoking right now. And then let's go with the Espuelas, which is the baby right here. And then we'll go with the Gallo Coronado, which is a 56 by 6 pigtail. And then that's how you work your way up. And then you're like, you know what? We passed this school already. Let's move on to other brands, or let's move on to other, explore other things. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I wanted to do. Because when I went inside cigar lounges, when I was, a rookie, I'm still a rookie, but I didn't know what was strong, what was light, what was what. I'm like, you know what? I want to take that guessing game away from my customers, from my consumers. So
Well,
yeah,
what we're trying to do is we're trying to also re-educate the consumers on what a strong, light, medium, or heavy cigar means, because a the body of a cigar is the amount of smoke and how heavy that smoke feels.
right.
The strength of a cigar has to do with the acidity and the ammonia levels, and so just like with a nice red wine, you let that
Hmm.
lay down and rest for a while. The tannins go down. You let your cigar rest for a while. The acidity levels come down, and so
Correct.
the cigar smooths out. So what where we may say a full on triple lajero
The Harrow.
from Esteli, strong peppery notes. Well, we call that full intensity with peppery notes as opposed to a strong cigar, because a strong cigar does not, for us, does not describe. So we're trying to fight the industry, not really fight the industry, but we're trying to retrain the industry to describe
What the
cigars in the
actual
way they
word.
actually are. Which we don't buy a cigar because of its strength, or we come back to revisit a cigar because of its flavor, because of the type of notes that we get, and it
Yeah,
meets our
I don't
palate.
smoke. I don't smoke. I smoke for that exact thing right there. I don't smoke.
Right.
I don't smoke because oh, I'm the biggest man in the room. I gotta smoke the biggest, the strongest, spiciest thing.
Right.
No,
There's so
the
much
people
more to enjoy there, guys, than the
Yes.
freaking spiciness
exactly.
in a cigar.
Yes. Thank
Mic
you. Because
drop, mic drop,
you
right
said it.
there, and he's a rookie.
I'm the rookie. I am. I
Yep,
admit it.
you're a rookie, and
I own a
you
fact.
got it.
I own this factory in the Dominican Republic. So this is. I'm the rookie of the.
So
So.
tell us, because I was reading a little bit about the story of the factory, and I saw on your website where you have, you've started this factory, and you've actually got a place on the website where people can contact you and say, hey, I want to do my own cigar, and there's a special meaning behind the name. So let's talk a little bit about how all that came.
Behind the name of Hanley's Cigar Company. So Hanley is my son, my 11-year-old son. He's gonna be the one taking over eventually. As soon as he turns 18, I'm like, I'm out. Daddy's out. Bye. Take over. Send me the money, baby.
Training up right. Train him up right.
Yeah. So when I started, it was a little hard because I didn't start with 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 cigars. I didn't start with that. Like most people, if you don't start out right now with like 5,000 cigars for around that amount, you're not going to start a cigar company. So because nobody gave me that opportunity, and that person that I mentioned that as a master blender of the family, he closed the doors on me because I only ordered the first two times. I ordered 200 cigars, 200, 300 cigars. Now, after I was away from him, I ordered the first order I made from the next factory I moved to was 5,000 cigars. So, which only probably took, I think it took me maybe what? I registered the company April 2019. I called the guy that does the patents, right? And I say, hey man, I want to trademark my company. This is Ernesto, and he goes like, oh yeah, okay, cool, cool. So how long you been in the company? He starts asking me. So I'm like, well, I started in April. He's like, okay, in April. How many years you got? 2, 3? I'm like, no, April of this year. He's like, oh, and I'm like, yeah, is that a problem? He's like, well, because people usually wait 2, 3 years or a year. They're doing good and they register the company. I'm like, and I tell him, Ernesto, look, man, I didn't start this business to do bad. I didn't put my last name on that to do bad. So we're gonna rock, baby. So my first event was in September. I think no, it was in October. So my first official sale, was in October of 2019 because I got the
Wow.
website and I went through struggles with freaking PayPal. I went through struggles with freaking
Mm-hmm.
obviously used to the website now. I got everything squared away. I learned my lessons along the way because I didn't know. I started meeting people that like lawyers that were able to give me the letter so I can get with the credit cards and the e-commerce stuff. So it was a little bit of a struggle. So what I did with this company, I was like, you know what? I want to open something so someone that wants to fulfill their dreams. Someone that is is willing to be guided, that way that I was not guided.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I wanted to do something for somebody that's in the community that wants to have a cigar company, that wants to, order 500 cigars, and not going to be too cheap, because obviously 500 is not going to be, somebody wants to start out light, somebody wants to start, we do 1,000 minimum. We don't want to, let's be honest, if they sell, we sell, right?
Right.
If we sell, they sell. If they sell, we sell.
Yep.
So that's the way I see it. People get greedy. If I died and I was gonna take the money that I'm not making right now with me to heaven, I'd be like, you know what? I gotta start freaking breaking some heads so I can get my money in, and try to abuse some people and stuff. But it's not about the money. It's about the relationship you build, through a cigar, the moments, I started the company. Let me rewind. I started the company mainly because through a cigar, I was able to sit down with somebody much older than me when I was 20 years old. Well, 21 years old. Sorry. Did I say that?
21, yes.
21, sorry. Yeah, 21.
21.
Hey, Dominican Republic is 18. That's what I mean. So, it didn't matter if you're black, blue, purple, green. We found a common ground through a cigar,
Yeah.
And that's what inspired me to open a cigar company. Because of the style, because you can wear this, you can wear a T-shirt, nobody's going to judge you, depending where you're at, obviously. But
you could,
so,
it doesn't matter skin color, doesn't matter financial background, it doesn't matter your sexual preference. None of that matters.
Doesn't matter. Nope.
Red, I'm sorry, I'm going to say it again.
Go ahead, say it.
This is the great equalizer.
Exactly. Yes, it is an equalizer. Absolutely.
Pat, trademarked and copyrighted right here.
The equalizer. Yep. So that's my that's the story behind Henley Cigar Company, and Espinal Puro Espinal is obviously my name, my last name, and then Puro doesn't mean so in the Spanish community, Puro means pure.
Yeah.
In cigars, it means cigars, right?
Right.
But actually, for me, it's Espinal and I'm pure. It doesn't mean anything with the cigar.
Okay.
It has that double meaning, obviously, right? But I'm Espinal and I'm pure.
So let's touch on that when we come back. We need to take a brief moment, to take a brief break to go to news and events. So we will be right back. I just realized I need to put our new logo. And if you guys haven't seen, we've got our new logo right here, right up here in the top right-hand corner, above Red's head on my screen. So yeah, we've got, and Red put together this new logo for us. But here we are for news and events, and for anybody that wants to sponsor us, this is a segment that you can sponsor for us. So just get in contact with myself or with Ash Red, and we'll hook you up. But anyways, what kind of events we got coming up, Red?
We have a lot of events. Like this weekend, McAuliffe is doing their open house, where you have to go get a ticket. So if you go to the McAuliffe website, Facebook, whatever, it will show you how to get there. It's an open house. The event is like afternoon towards the evening. It's 3 hours, and it is the early bird specials are already out, so it's like $100. But you get to go see the warehouse, hang out, kind of see what they have going on there, and kind of walk around and see what's happening there, which is kind of cool if you're in the Weatherford, Texas area, to kind of see how it all comes together. So,
and I will be there at the event, so come by and say hi if you show up.
You're going to be there, and I will be at Lake Worth. They have their event this weekend with Tatuate and all of that fun things, and that's free out in Lake Worth. And of course, it's like a cut and light. They have deals going on with those cigars. Then you also have October the 28th. It is the 3rd annual Tabacadocious Cigar Festival, and it's from 3 to 8 on Saturday. So you can get that ticket. And there's different prices for tickets. You can get it with food. You can get it without with food. You can get it to where it has an event on Friday night where they have live music and you're just like kicking back and hanging. Some of our friends that will be there are Drew Estate, Kay by Karen. I believe Skip Martin just stated that he will be there. So
Skip's coming out.
Skip's coming out. And that is from 3 p.m. to 8 p.m. So, and usually they kind of shut down the whole main street, that square area. So it's kind of like a really cool thing to go festival. And that's like October the 28th. And then November the 11th in Florida from 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. is where you have your Barn Smoke by Drew Estate that's in Florida. And again, they're going to give you demonstrations. They're going to show you the process of it. They'll have music. So that is going on. And I think, Fred, you have events coming up. So what about your events that are coming up? Yes.
So the list was too long. So I just decided to do like the most, closest to now. Like tomorrow, we're going to be at Best Cigar Pub in Drums, PA. It's actually a dream come true to me, for me, to be there, which is one of the top distributors in the country for cigars. September 15th, we're going to be at Texas Roadhouse in Stroudsburg for a TRH biker bike night.
Awesome.
And on the 16th, yeah. So the 16th, we're going to be at the Cigar Festival in Woodbridge from the Firm Cigar Society. And the 17th, we're going to be in Nazareth, PA, Bushkill. We're going to be at the Bushkill Volunteer Fire Department. We're going to be doing an event with them there. So anything that has to do with like fire, police, or anything military, I'm pro. First responders. I was one myself, and anybody that's in here that's a military or anybody that serves the community, thank you very much, and God bless you.
Yes.
God bless your families also.
Yes.
God bless your families also.
Yes.
Because without the backbone, you won't be able to do it. So.
That's right.
Right.
That's right. All right, so we got some pretty good news items coming up. I got these in today, so these are literally hot off the presses. Black Label Trading Company is pleased to announce the release of Bishop's Blend Nova Medallas to select retailers. Nova Medallas is handcrafted at their factory, the Fábrica Oveja Negra in Esteli. It represents a revised iteration up from the original Bishop's Blend. And the blend of it, they've given it to us, is a Pennsylvania broadleaf wrapper with an Ecuadorian Habano binder. So that's going to present some really nice, interesting notes. And it's a it's a 3 different fillers with Nicaraguan, Esteli's, Pennsylvania, and Connecticut broadleaf in the fillers. These are going to be coming to you in the Petite Corona, Toro, and Robusto shape, all coming in at under $12.
What? Did you say under 12?
Under 12. Well, the Toro is 12, and then you've got 11 and 10 and 1050. That's the MSRP on all of those. So great prices on what we know. I mean, the Bishop's Blend is just a phenomenal cigar, and this is coming back out to you from Black Label. Go ahead. You had a question?
Oh, if you allow me, I'm sorry. Since you're mentioning cigars, I'm releasing Chicken Choker this month. So Chicken Choker is a 60 by 6 beauty. It's gonna come in a San Andreas wrapper and Dominican binder, and it's gonna be a punch. It's gonna be something that I think is probably the strongest cigar that I've made yet. But I'm very proud of this because I've been sitting on it. We've had a little bit of issues with on our end with certain things with the factory and stuff like that. So finally, we were supposed to release this months and months and months ago, but now I'm finally getting to it. So if you like a San Andreas wrapper and a Habano wrapper, we're gonna be in both. Available in both. So it's gonna be about $11 for the 60 by 6.
Ooh,
Yeah,
11,
so
11 bucks
That's a
for a
good.
about
Gordo?
11
That
bucks.
is a
Yeah.
damn good
That's
price.
like I know.
Yeah,
I was like, so
and
basically you're
it's
stealing them.
So
right.
two more items on here. Blue Run Spirits. Blue Run Spirits is coming out with their Reflection 2. Now, Reflection 1, which came out, I believe, last year, won the platinum medal at the SIP Awards International Spirits Competition, and it is available today. You can get it from bluerunspirits.com at their shop. It is. I've had the first edition of the Reflection, and I'm looking very much forward to getting a bottle of this. Some of the tasting notes on this is warm spices, rich cocoa, which immediately dominates the olfactory senses and serves as a precursor to an engaging experience. This is something that if you like Blue Run Spirits and just a good quality bourbon, I highly recommend looking into this. And then this other one, this is really neat. The Foley Family Wine Company is pleased to announce the reintroduction of Charles Goodnight Bourbon. Now, this is in honor of Charles Goodnight, who was a, was I can't remember what he did, but he's a Texan. My mind just went blank. I had this all practiced
Was
up,
he a cowboy?
Yeah, he's a
He was a
cowboy.
cowboy. Just say he was a cowboy.
He's a cowboy. He captured the unbridled spirit of the American West. Anyways, so this is being released. It's a 100 proof Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey. Uh, Tasting notes is tree fruits with apricots, peaches, and nectarines. Very nice oils presenting dark chocolate and baking spices on the palate, and with a medium long finish. But what's really interesting is that they've got on here a smoke 'em if you got 'em recipe, which I will post the recipe on our website, and all of these press releases will be on the website. So here at Leaf and Grain, you not only get cigar news, but you also get spirit news and all of the events. And that is our news and events.
So I want to just take a moment because I've already smoked past the band, right? I didn't realize I was coming up on the band because I was
getting there.
damn, yeah. But this was the easiest label I have ever had to take off on a cigar. Oh my gosh! So I loved it because sometimes I keep my bands for every cigar that I smoke. I have, it's ridiculous. I mean, probably 10,000 bands. It's ridiculous. And this literally, because the crown kind of gave it away because it was a little bit round. Y'all see that? And I was just able to pick it off. I just went with my nails. And I hate it when bands are glued and they're so stuck on there. And then sometimes the wrapper tears on the cigar. And so thank you for not over gluing the hell out of your band. It makes it easy to take off. So that is kudos to that. And it's a beautiful, so what you said your first band, did it look anything like this or what was it?
No. I wish
curious,
if you allow me, I could go try to pick one up. I could go try to get one. I could show it to you. You'll like that. You'll be like, wow, that's so different. It was round actually before. It was a round band.
I'm curious to see it, but let's do that as we break for the second half. I am curious as to, so you started off on this. You didn't know anything about cigars. Your girlfriend was a master blender. She introduced you into
No. Her cousin.
Okay, her cousin's master blender. But you basically came into this, through.
It was meant to be. It was meant to be.
It was meant to be. You came into this.
It was meant to be.
She's now your wife. I mean, for me, that's we call that we call that the holy grail. When you find a woman, that supports your dream, and really introduces something into that's just a complete change for you. How has that just driven you and motivated you to build what you've got a business and to learn something that you were coming in green?
Well, you have to first. You have to find. You have to. I don't see this as a business. I see this as a passion. It's something that I really enjoy, and I enjoy.
Yes.
I enjoy people mainly. I enjoy people. I love having great conversations. I like having great moments. I like to talk about not just cigars. Let's talk about your family. Let's talk about maybe you were going through a struggle, and maybe I can offer you some advice. And through a cigar. Maybe we could put something together and do maybe you're going through some financial problem. We could probably do a charity or something like that where we can help you out. So that's what it's about, really. It's about helping each other out. Um, she does the administrative part.
Hmm.
So if I would sit down and do what she does, it would probably like blow my mind. When it comes to doing the taxes for the communists, I mean for the state. Sorry, I didn't mean to say that. So yeah, so you have to do all these things to show them what we're doing, and it's a monthly thing, and they want their 30% here in New Jersey, they want their 75 there in New York. We're registered in New York also to sell physically in New York, because we do a lot of events in New York also. So a lot of the stuff that I can't, because I don't like to be sit. I'm an architectural drafter by trade, right? I used to be in the computer for years, for like about 10 years. I lasted. I hated it. I don't like to be sitting down on the computer. It's not my thing. And if it's something, a couple hours, okay, I could do it. But if it's something I got to sit at the computer the whole day, if anybody knows me that'll be watching, they know me. I cannot stay still.
No, you're,
I
you're
can't
always on
stay
the
still.
go. You're on the
I'm
move.
always on the go. I'm always on the go. We're not. I'll say we're not bigger yet because I don't have the money that most people have behind them to do this, to do their company. And I'm just taking it nice and neat, nice and slow, because I'm building my foundation. I'm making it real
Right.
strong. I'm putting all the best materials on my foundation. That once that tower goes up, the
Hmm.
tower's gonna be solid. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I'm not throwing my
Right.
cigars. Oh, let me send my cigars. I do have cigars in Alaska, by the way, all the way up in
Oh,
Anchorage. But
wow.
that's because they saw us online and they said, "Hey, this is cool. Hey, this is something that we would like to, that we would like." But you're not gonna see me. Oh, I'm just gonna like cold calls, right? When you do cold calls, I don't know if you ever done a cold call.
Yes.
Yep.
Just trying
Yep.
to fish. I don't fish. I try to go to places like you two or go to a cigar lounge. Hey, I would like you guys to have Fred here. I'll go there where you guys just recommended me. That's the way I work. I work like that. I don't work by, oh, let me just go to this place and put my cigars there. No, because let's be honest, 2 3 months down the line, you're gonna see your cigars at discount at 50% off because they're not selling. No, I want to be at a place where I can come down there, put up. Did you see the signs that I put up for the for the
Yes.
uh, for the
Oh
stores?
my.
So
Yes.
I do stuff like that. I want to be able to say, hey, I can actually sit down with this owner and sit and talk, and
Hmm.
and have a good chat, through a cigar. Now, if I don't feel comfortable going there, I might most likely it's not all about the money, like I said. It has to be
Yep.
because of the vibe. The vibe has to be there. I have to go sit in there because you know what? If I can go sit in the lounge because I don't feel good, how am I going to go sit down there and smoke with one of my customers?
Right.
I want to smoke with
So
everybody. I want to have the
it's
time. I
really
wish I could split up. I wish,
personal.
yeah, yeah.
It's very personal for you.
It's very personal for
And,
me. Yeah,
and I think that's kind of like another thing is like you've built relationships with people, and at first your relationships with others are personal,
hmm
and that's kind of like here with you coming on, it was like even though I said I wasn't gonna give you grief and shit,
it's all
it
right.
was
I can
more of
take
like it was more of like it's personal that I wanted you on because of the personal
Thank you.
relationship, you
Thank you.
know. So I
That we
think I
built.
love,
That we built.
yeah,
That we
that
built.
was up.
Right.
And
Right.
and I think that sometimes even as consumers they can see that some of those things are not personal anymore. They've gotten so big, and I like the fact that it's a personal touch for you.
I
So
like to. I like if I could sit down and smoke with everybody that's smoking my cigar. That to me. That's a high. That's like woo. That's awesome. So if
We've
everybody that consume my cigars, I would love to sit down with everybody.
we've talked to, over the 2.5 years that we've been doing our show, we've talked to a number of different cigar, people like you, that are brand new to cigars, and we've talked to some that have been doing cigars for as long as I've been smoking cigars for over 3 decades or longer. And it's interesting. I will say that the majority of people that we talk to come from the same mindset as what you do. I'm thinking of the first name that came to mind, Red, was Greg Free. I mean,
Oh
such
yeah.
a down home, personal
I know Greg
guy.
personally.
And you
He
know,
what?
Greg.
Yeah,
I know Greg personally.
he's a great guy. So you know exactly what I'm saying. He comes from that same mindset. I love that you do that because honestly, we've said this before. You can have a phenomenal cigar. You can have a great cigar, and you can even have great branding behind it. But if the person behind the name on the cigar is an asshole, people aren't going to smoke it.
Yeah.
Well,
People aren't going to smoke the cigar.
I have a crew. I have a crew, and I tell them if one of you doesn't treat people better than I do, we got a problem.
Amen. I will drink to that right now.
Yeah.
We got a problem.
I just want to know, do you see this? Like the whole entire time, it has just been beautiful. Like the construction,
The
it's been
construction,
so
yes.
smooth. It is like, I've heard good things about it, and I hadn't smoked it yet because I wanted to chew for the show, and like this, and we'll get to the final verdict. But like so far, like that's why I keep showing the ash because I was like, why are you showing the ash?
Well, did you notice the burn cone that I showed earlier?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the burn cone was perfect. I mean, it ashed off nicely. I haven't
It's
had to
been
touch
beautiful.
it up,
I haven't
but
either.
well, this just takes us right into it. Let's just go ahead and get into the final verdict. All right, Red.
No, and here's my thing is knowing Fred, outside doing hearse with him and things like that. Uh, I know he's very, I don't want to say finicky OCD, but I mean, I'm going to call it, you are
You want me the
OCD.
first?
I'm sorry.
You want me the first one? You want me the
Yeah.
first one?
I was expecting perfection, but sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes in cigars, constructions in the humidor, you never know, humidity. You have to have all those factors, and it's like knocked out of the park, brother. Like for baseball, I'm calling it a grand slam. The taste, like the flavors, it's you were saying graham crackers and all that. I was getting that. I got a little bit of that pepper spice in it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even the retro hell has been very nice. I retro held it through the nose. I held it in my cheeks to kind of see the smoky flavor on it, like the smoke on it. It's been a great consistency with the smoke. It's been, that smoke that you want because you want that kind of like fuller, heavy smoke on it. And like even with the amaretto, because like the thing is like amaretto kind of tones things down. It gives it that sweetness, and it has just it's been. I'm gonna tell you, don't hate me, okay? I don't want any hate texts after this or messages.
Oh, you'll get them.
I know. It is better. It is better than what my mind perceived.
Oh, excuse me. And
Yeah.
you were saying something about the humidor and all that. I have my thermostat on my phone. So if something goes wrong, if something goes a little out of whack in my humidor, I get an alert. So.
So, yeah. So,
Very good.
and that's good because like I think that these are like and I love the fact that you're looking forward for your son. You want your son to take over. It's like it's very like you said, you put your name on it, and it's like when you are putting your name on a business and you have that expectation, and then especially when you want to pass it down to the next generation because we have children and we talked about passing this down to our kids and getting our kids involved and all that. It's a pride. It's your legacy,
Absolutely.
We talk
And
about that. He and I talk about that.
yes. And
He and I talk about
so
that.
this is a legacy that you could be extremely proud on, that could carry on to great, great, great grandchildren. I could see it going into that. So, uh, and I'm normally like right now I would seriously go out and buy like a couple boxes of it.
Thank you.
You
And
heard
and
it,
I don't
but
say that often.
no, no. We're typically not. We typically don't buy a lot of boxes. We buy a lot of singles, or we'll
Packs.
do packs and such. So for us to come back and say something is box worthy, that's high marks for Red and myself. And I've got to just I just got to echo what she's saying on this. Um, knowing that you had just started in 2019, I had my reservations about this. I've smoked a number of cigars uh, from new entries in it, where they've only been doing this for maybe 3 years, 2 years, less than 5 years. And so I had some reservations. I didn't know what I was going to come into, and this being my first impression on your cigar right off the bat. I know that this wrapper is not easy to work with. It's one of the harder wrappers to work with, and especially with the binder that you've got coming in here and being able to balance those flavors out.
Yeah,
Um, it is very well balanced, nice
extremely.
transitions from the first into the second third and now into the final third. I love how it's the pepper bomb is just
Yeah.
picking up,
Hmm.
and where the beginning of the pairing with the rye was bringing out a lot of the sweeter notes,
Hmm.
a lot of the stone fruit notes that you get in the
Right.
rye grain, and this was coming out in the cigar as well, which I was hoping it would because of the binder that you have on this. And it did not disappoint. It did not disappoint. And going from cigar to drink, beautiful. Going from drink to cigar, beautiful.
Hmm.
Retro hell. It's retro hell right now, where it was very subtle at the beginning with
Yeah.
just like with some white pepper type notes. Now it's just full on
Big time.
peppercorn, kick you in the cojones type, and I love that. For me, this pair.
I blended it myself, by the way.
There you go. There you
What?
go. Awesome. Awesome. Great blend. Great blend. Great smoke. I'm looking forward to trying the other expressions. This pairing with a rye hits it out of the ballpark.
Yeah.
Perfect pairing for this. I would also take this cigar up against some full body wines, like a full body Cabernet Sauvignon, a Bordeaux that's, just really strong, powerful wines. It will stand up against it without any hesitation whatsoever.
I
This
think
cigar,
this. Oh, go ahead.
this,
You
this
were
cigar is box worthy.
and you were saying against wines. Like this would go with tequila. This would go with rum. Like it's one of those that you could pair it with everything. And like to me, I was sitting there thinking, I was like, it is the perfect blend. It is. It's fantastic.
It's a perfect and I want to talk a little bit about on the body. A lot of times, especially in the hot summer days, we've got a much cooler day here for us in Texas. But the body is a full body, but the viscosity of it, the weight of it is
Yeah.
not so much that it would weigh you down in the summer. This would be a
Mhm.
really good full body summer smoke as well.
I would put this also in like with a mango IPA. Like if you have a mango
Ooh,
IPA, I
ooh,
now,
would
now you're
definitely
getting creative.
I would
okay.
definitely do this with a mango. I wouldn't do it with like a pineapple or like with that.
Like what I'm
But
doing.
I would definitely like what you're doing over there. But like it's
I usually
different
drink it
with
with.
it.
I usually drink it like what Greybeard said with Cabernet.
With the with the Cabernet,
I usually smoke with Cabernet. Yeah.
very
But
good,
I was like, you know
very good.
what? I'm not into wine today. Let's do something a little heavier here.
So yeah, and so yeah, and I shouldn't say because like I knew it was going to be the consistency and all that stuff because of you being OCD and how you are about things. But
I try.
it's just, yeah, it just is like, it's like one of those things that, like, shoot, you could smoke this like every day of the week and
Yeah.
still
Mind
be
you,
happy.
when that second factory after the cousin, when the second factory took over, was a lot of inconsistency. I wasn't so much there, right? Instead, I actually started like, hey, why are you being so inconsistent? Because I'm trying to tell you this, and you keep doing it. So when I realized that, I was like, nah, it's time to open up Hanley Cigar Company. It's time to open up my own stuff. It's time to open. It's time to be there. It's time to go to the. I go to the fields and look at the tobacco. I go to the fields when like November, like April come or March comes. You'll see me in the fields in the Dominican Republic. So hopefully we're going to be doing a collaboration with the factory in Nicaragua soon too. So.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
That'll be very interesting to see. Um, what is your production run now? I know that we had talked originally that you were originally doing 200, 500, and then you moved
Yep.
up to 5,000.
5,000. Yep.
So what is your production run now
So
like? How's that grown?
I just ordered 50,000 cigar bands. So and I just ordered like I just got the video today of the boxes. We're coming up to 1,200 boxes. I think I ordered something like that. So my growth, mind you, remember this. I don't have any cigar clubs behind me. Like, oh, I'm gonna be a monthly cigar club subscription or anything like that. I've had the talks with them or something like that. But if anybody knows Fred doesn't kiss ass to nobody. I talk to you if you like my stuff. Let's do it. If it's something that I have to be behind you and stuff like that, I don't have the time for that because by the time that you're thinking about it, I've already sold 1,000 boxes. So I don't have the time for that. And it's just slowly, gradually taking my time, learning the business, getting to know people like yourselves, that will give me that push to keep going. Like I said, I'm building the foundation with the best material, right?
And
Once that rocket goes up,
it's gonna explode. Okay, so now I'm getting to the very end, and I'm getting like a sweetness. It's like a natural hay sweetness, to it, and it like fucking goes with my drink. I mean,
well,
like that.
a little Courier 98 in it, Courier 98, Pennsylvania filler, it's Ligero, it got an Habano C, which is, it adds that kick to it, it adds that. Those Ligeros just add that kick to it. It does have a Seco in it, which is obviously Pennsylvania. I couldn't add any more. I couldn't do Ligero Pennsylvania on it or like Viso. It's gonna be like over the top,
Yeah.
So I just kept it like that, and then obviously you have a Sumatra binder.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. What I'm loving about the Sumatra binder on this is that where the balance is coming from. It's not just all peppery. That's the Sumatra. That's why we were getting some of those graham cracker
It mellows
nuts.
it down a little bit.
That's why we're getting some of those hay notes, but that's also why we're getting a little bit of the sweeter notes
Mm-hmm.
in it as well.
From the wrapper.
The wrapper.
Yeah.
So you told us to blend on that. So what about what about on the Azul? Is this number 3?
Number 2. This is
Number
number
2.
3. That's number 4.
Okay. So what's the blend on this?
That one. Well, you got I won't tell you everything. You got a little bit of San Vicente. You got a Habano 92, and then you got an Habano wrapper, obviously, and then you got a Dominican binder on that one, which is the Olor Dominicano. Because if you know, my cigars are always going to be aroma. You're gonna have aroma.
Mm-hmm.
You got.
Yeah.
I'm always
Yeah.
when I'm smoking a cigar, you'll most likely see me going like this. Because my son goes, Daddy, that smells good. So
Yep.
Yeah.
obviously he's 11 years old, but he's like, I actually like the smell of that.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, well, when you turn 21, you're gonna be smoking one with your daddy. I mean, if we're going to the Dominican Republic when you turn 18.
I see you bringing your kids down to Dominican Republic with you.
I bring my son down there all the time. He's down there. I take him to the factory. He's in the factory with me. I teach him, you know, what I know. Obviously, I can't teach him what I don't know. So I teach him certain things. I let them touch. I let him touch it. You know, when we bring in the importation, because we do have our importer's license and everything like that. You know, he's the one that counts it. He does the inventory and all that stuff. So I get him in the humidor down here. And this is where I distribute most of my stuff from my house, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm the one that ships it. You know, I have people that ship it for me. If I'm not here, I have somebody that does it for me. And are we in line with you know, distributors and stuff like that? Yeah, it just has to like have that vibe for me to get like, okay, here, take this product. You know, are they gonna treat it like I do? Are they gonna treat it better than I do? Then, you know, are they gonna send it to the customers the way that I do? You know, I don't have the best packaging out, but you know, you're gonna get a top quality product because I don't. Oh, somebody says, oh, this product costs $2-3 less a pound, and I'm like, all right, so let me taste it. Let me see. Let me make a little. We call it in Dominican Republic perrito. Perritos, you know, when we roll it, you know, let's do a. I'm like, nah, it's not where I need it to be at. Give me the other one, you know. So when I go to the farms, I feel the tobacco. I get the oils from the tobacco. You get that stickiness on your fingers, you know. And I'm like, all right, so you know, I pay attention to the fertilization that we use on it too. You know, what fertilizers are we using? What's in the fertilizers? You know, and I pay attention to all that stuff because if I can't smoke something, I'm not gonna send it to you.
I want to touch on a little bit about what you just said about the burritos, and Red and I both have had the opportunity to sample some burritos from different companies. Terrence from Aganorsa, he loves to, when he comes up to the underground, which is our home.
They're on that all the time.
They
do that a lot.
He loves bringing those in.
Oh, put them together, smoking by themselves. Put them together, see what it knows. It's salty, it's sweet.
Luciano does that. Noel from Noel Rojas, he does that. Edgar Hoyle, he's done that with us. If you ever get a chance to try one, there is no better way to learn what a particular leaf, a particular seed is going to give you, what kind of notes you're going to get, other than smoking a burrito. You've got to try it. It's a completely different experience.
And then when you mix them together, if there's two ligeros or whatever, it's awesome. It's an awesome experience. It's an awesome experience.
It really is.
It's an awesome experience.
That's where I originally learned that a ligero doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be spicy.
Right.
It means that the flavor intensity is going to be greater, is going to be much bolder in it. The spiciness depends upon the region that it comes from and the terroir.
And that's why in my smoothest cigar, I put a little strip of ligero in it.
I love it. And I got to say, hearing this from you, you classify yourself as a rookie, only having been involved in cigars for just, really 4 years.
Yeah.
I don't know anything yet. So like people might ask me a question, I'm gonna be like, I mean, I try to indulge everything that I can for the people that know. So my roller here, by the way, he's an he used to be a supervisor for Davidoff. So if anybody knows William Ventura, right? You know William Ventura? So my roller here is David Ventura.
Okay.
So
yes.
Yeah. David Ventura is my roller here. So that's the guy that you'll see with my shows. The bald-headed guy, that's David Ventura. So he used to own his own factories in the Dominican Republic. He used to be supervisor for Davidoff, and now he works for me. So with me, I don't say people work for. I think they work for me. People that work with me, that I don't see people that work with me that do everything that they need to do to make everything look great and taste great. I see them as an asset. I don't see them as an employee.
That's the way that we operate Leaf and Grain too. All of our writers and the our brand ambassadors and our promoters,
They're
Uh,
assets.
they're assets. They're family. They work with us. They don't work for us. They work with us on
Exactly.
on promoting leaf and grain. So I love it,
Excellent.
and we can tell how immersed you are in your passion because I kind of want to talk a little bit about how you saw the difference was when you were starting out a little bit more hands off and now you're 100% hands on. How did you see that change in just the quality of the product of what you were bringing out, and talk a little
Well,
bit about that.
obviously, when you send someone to do something for you, is a lot different than when
Hmm.
what there's a Spanish saying that goes el caballo engorda por el ojo de su amo, right? The horse gets
Hmm.
fat
Hmm.
from the eye of the owner, because of the eye of the owner, so, right? So
Okay.
if you want something to be done right, you got to be there. You got to guide people, because some people don't have that. Some people don't have that drive. Some
That
people never
passion.
had. They don't have that passion. Some people just do it just to do it. If you talk to them, and I go talk to all my rollers. When I'm in Dominican Republic, you see me going table to station talking to them. So, hey, how's it going? How's your family? How's everything? You know, they might tell me grandma's sick. All right, so I told my supervisor, hey, I'm gonna leave him $50 there. Or I'm gonna leave him $100. Give it to him because I don't like to give it to them straight.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So when I come back, obviously I know they'll say, "Hey, thank you for that." I'm like, "Excellent. Take care of your family." Obviously I wish I had more to give you, but the situation right now. Once I get big, don't worry, we'll take care of everybody.
Hmm.
But if you take care of me, I'm gonna take care of you. So, like I said, when I was with that company that was rolling my cigars, I used to get cigars that were lighter and wrapper. If you get a cigar that's always this dark, and all of a sudden you get a light one, you're gonna be, and in your head you're like, is this the same cigar?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Yep.
I complained various times about it. I'm like, hey man, we gotta. And then the last time I was like, that's it, man, no more. No more. That's it. We're done. So from the time that now that like I said, I visit I visit the farms. I'm hands on completely. Hands on
Hmm.
completely. When they're about to ban these to get exported. We're not going to be doing boxes for these. We're going to be just doing these individuals, or you can buy them, in bundles or whatever, because this
Hmm.
is a limited edition. So
Right.
if you know my company, we're starting to do a lot of limited edition cigars
Hmm.
now. Um, just because it's, I don't know, I like it. I mean, it entertains me a lot when I do a limited edition cigar.
There you
Everybody's
go.
like, it does, I love it. Everybody's like, hey, can we get those gallitos? Can we get gallitos? Is what I bring out once a year, and it's a different blend every year. So I only make 1,200 to 1,500 cigars when I make these limited editions. So once they're gone, they're
They're
gone.
gone.
They're gone.
Listen, no mas,
I
no
mean,
mas.
again, yeah,
Oh,
we can. Oh, got
Yeah.
you're
got a
back. You're
power
back.
outage.
You're back.
So once they're gone, they're gone. That makes people want to like, oh shoot, I want this. Mind you, the first gallitos that I came out with, which is a 54 by 4 box press, it's a different blend every year, right? So
Hmm.
once I bring them out and they're gone, some people have them like in their possession. I have people calling me, hey Fred, do you have any more of those gallitos? And I'm like, well, no. And they're like, I'll pay $50 for one. And I'm like, $50 for one? I'm like, sheesh. I mean, yeah, let me see if I can fabricate. No, I'm just. So
Oh
it's
man.
like, so some people are willing to sell them. A lot of people are jealous of my cigars. They're very possessive of my cigars, and I'm like, why are you so possessive of my cigars, man? They're like, nah, man, I don't give these cigars away. I got a guy that's a manager for a salsa player, Dominican salsa guy, right? Um,
Hmm.
he gets he gets these the most known cigars in the world. You know which is the most known cigars in the world are.
Hmm.
It starts with a C.
Mhm.
So he goes, I give those cigars away. And his favorite ones are the ones that double banded one that you have there on the picture on the bottom.
Mhm.
Hmm.
This one. He goes,
Mhm.
I don't give these away. He's like, I bought the boxes. They're for me. I give those other ones away.
You know, I've got a few that I don't give away either. You know, it's like I keep for myself. You know, granted, it's like what you're saying is very few and far between because
Yeah.
it's for all of us, as you've already explained. You know, it's all about the culture, and just everybody. We've got the website up right here. I've got to say, so I've got 30 years in IT. And when I went and looked at your website, and, you know, and again, knowing how few years you've been in this, I looked at the website, I was like, all right, that this dude's brother knows how to present a website. He knows how to appeal, you know, with your face just right there in front. It's like, okay, that helps me feel like I know you in looking at it, and then just looking at the presentation and looking at a little bit of your story of how it's coming out, and then just seeing, you know, you're not over diversifying yourself because a lot of people can over diversify themselves, and then you end up losing focus on what's important, which is the cigar.
If you see the pictures of my products, they're actual products. They're not digital products. They're not digital pictures. So
Oh yeah,
I don't do that. So, you know, I'm gonna take a picture of something. It's gonna be me. It's gonna be what I see, what you're gonna see when you get the product. You know, we don't try to mask anything. You know, and I believed in that. And people are like, "Oh, Fred, why don't you make this? Why don't you make that digital?" I'm like, "No, because I'm selling a product that's a natural product. You know, if you don't understand what a natural product is, then don't smoke. Don't
right,
smoke my cigars.
exactly,
It's a natural
exactly. Well,
product. It's made by hand."
how many rollers do you have working? How many rollers do you have working with you?
Pairs right now we have, I believe there's 7 pairs right now.
Okay,
Yeah,
very
seven
good,
pairs. So
very
it's
good.
it's you know, we fabricate for other people. You know, they're not that big. You know, I try to help them. So it's through Hanley's Cigar Company. So if somebody just reaches out to me and say, "Hey Fred, I want my own cigar company," we're gonna try to promote you. We're gonna try to put it on there. I don't usually do it on Espinal Puro because that's the brand.
That's your
But
brand.
the factory, you know, unless we do a collaboration, I'll put it on my brand. You know, I'll put out, sometimes I'm smoking one of the ones that I fabricate, and I'll put it on my story. You know, which is which is fine. I don't have a problem with that. You know, I was smoking one of Greg Freeze. I put it on my story.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't have a problem. I don't see anybody as as a competitor. I just see them. Hey, you know, everybody has a different preference. You know, but one day you might like my stuff, maybe you don't like his stuff, but you don't like, you know, and vice versa. But it's a personal preference type of thing. I don't see it like that. You know, I'm not gonna post so and so's picture or so and so cigars. I don't believe in that stuff, man. The sun shines for everybody.
That's right. That's right. We got some questions coming in here. Billionaire comes up and says, "What is some advice you have to give for someone who wants to be in the cigar business that you have learned, both the good and the bad?"
Well, the reason why I started the factory there, billionaire, was because of the struggles that I went through. So I want to eliminate the bullshit for people that don't have the time to go to Dominican Republic, the time to deal with the people that make the bands, because there are a lot of can I use the word? Can I be an adult here?
Yes, you
Yes.
can.
Okay, there are a lot of assholes in this business, and there's people that are gonna try to, like, just because they think you're making money, they're gonna try to put you down. They're gonna try to, like, you know, and then the people that, even people that fabricate, you know, people that are even rolling, they're like, oh, look at this guy, you know, he's making money and this and that. Yeah, in your mind, I'm making money. Do you see my bank account? You don't know the struggles I go through. You don't
Yeah.
know the struggles. You don't know half of it, right? Um, so I wanted to take that bullshit away, billionaire, from everybody. So you reach out to me. I try to make it as smooth as possible. You know what I'm saying? I try to
Mhm.
make it as smooth as possible. I try to help you with the importation. I even do the documentation for you so you can bring the product in here. Um, the bad is that if something doesn't go right in Dominican, like, I'm gonna use Dominican Republic, this is the one where I fabricate at. They might even threaten you because you're saying, "Hey, man, this came out wrong," and they'll just tell you, "Oh well, you don't like it? Oh well." That's how they are. And it's like, yeah, man, but you got like 3 kids you got to feed, right? You just started a factory, right? Or if I'm using somebody else's services or something like that, you just started a factory, dude. Why are you going to try to suppress me like that? You know what I'm saying? Instead
Yeah.
of you trying to help me grow and you grow at the same time, why are you trying to suppress me now? You know, so there's a lot of struggles in this business. There's a lot of ugly, a lot of ugly. I mean, a lot of ugly, and I can't even stress it any more than that. There's a lot of ugly in this industry. You know, you guys take a trip down to the Dominican Republic and see what I go through, or my day to day type of thing with providers. You know, the boxes. Luckily now I have a box provider that is excellent. She reaches out to me. She says, "Hey Fred, this is done. Hey Fred, we're gonna be done this date. If something goes wrong, she reaches out to me. Hey Fred, we're gonna be backed up 2 days. Perfect. I'm happy." So the people that are trying, say billionaire, that you're trying to do I have a designer. I pass it on to you. If you can't speak the language, I'll be your advocate. I'll be your communicator. You know, I'll pass it to my wife. I'll pass it to my assistant. You know, so we'll try to help you out. That I didn't have that when I started. I had a lot of setbacks because if you come into this industry thinking that something's gonna be done as soon as you snap your finger, not gonna happen. You know, some people might go ghost on you.
Mhm. Mhm.
They'll go ghost on you.
Yeah.
If you're trying to make a band, you're trying to design something, you might not know anything about the dude for 2 weeks, and he'll appear. He'll say, "Hey, Fred, what's up, man? What's going on?" Like nothing ever happened. I'm like, "Yeah, dude, I've texted you like 100 times, and I called you 100 times, and then you just appear now that nothing just ever happened. Like I haven't been communicating with you." So I there's a lot of it's a lot of ups and downs with this thing, and once you get people that are willing to help you out to do the right thing, it makes it a lot easier, But to get to that point, it's a hassle, it's a lot of work.
A lot of people don't understand that. I mean, what you're saying is not really is not any different from any type of business that you're trying to grow. Even with us within Leap and Grain, we've experienced a lot of the same. And this isn't unique to the cigar industry. This is
Right.
business.
It's reality.
You have this reality. You have the ups and downs. You've got the people that are going to support you, and you've got the people that are
They're
going
gonna envy you.
to envy you and try to knock you down. I mean,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
I've been seeing a meme a lot of a lot of people are talking about those who those who are have your back are going to be the ones that are going to say, hey, this cigar doesn't quite have that kick or doesn't have that same thing as what the last one that you had. It's going to bring out that to you, and also it's going to be there and saying, hey, how can I help you? Let's do this. How can I partner with you? How can I work with you? I love that you said that. I'm going to start using that as well. How can I
I
work with you?
I present you a problem. You present me a solution.
Yes.
Yeah.
You present me a problem, I'm going to present you a solution. I'm not
Yeah.
going to go talking about the problem all day. We're going to talk about a solution. Okay, so how can we get better?
Right.
How can we work on this together? And that's in society today, that's the work ethic today though. The work
Yeah.
ethic today is like the most horrible thing.
Yeah.
My grandfather, I remember me being small in the Dominican Republic. Mind you, I was raised in Kansas, by the way. But when I lived in the Dominican Republic, um, my grandfather used to, cultivate the land where my house sits, right?
Hmm.
And he never told me, hey, can you come and help me? No. I used to be right behind him, planting the yucca plants, planting the pigeon peas, planting the corn. He never told me. I was a spoiled kid, but I always liked to work.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I always liked to work, and I never heard him saying, "Oh, my body hurts." Never heard him saying, "Oh, I can't get up tomorrow because I can't." No, he got up at 4 o'clock in the morning every single day. My grandpa, every single day, and there was not an excuse in his mouth, right?
Hmm.
And people today is just the easiest thing is to find an excuse. The easiest
Yep.
thing is to find an excuse.
Yeah.
And I'm like, if I found excuses, I wouldn't
You
be
can
sitting
find
in front of you
excuses
two
all
right now.
day.
No.
I wouldn't be sitting with you two. I wouldn't be sitting
Yeah.
in front of you two right now.
No.
I got to call out because one of the things I love that you just said is about work ethic. So my oldest, he's 33 and he's special needs.
35 right
And
here.
my
I'm
my, my
35 by
oldest
the way.
is okay. So I've been smoking cigars almost as long as you've been alive. Um,
Oh
my
shit.
my my old my oldest is 32. He's special needs and he's a cart pusher at Walmart. I mean
Okay.
that's what he does. His shift starts at 8 a.m. He walks to work or rides his bike to work, and he's up at 4 a.m. And I'm like, John, why do you get up at 4 a.m.? You can sleep till 5 or 6 and still get to work on time. And he goes, Dad, I've got things that I need to do before I get to work, and I want to have my time to relax when I get to work, so I have to get up at 4
And,
in order
and
to be able to get the things done.
and where do you think you get that from? From daddy or
He got
mommy?
he got that from dad and mom. Now here I am, 56. 4 o'clock is just like, oh God, no, please give me
No, we
just
just gotta wait for the
45.
freaking banana to. Hey, we just gotta. No, a lot of these mother flowers wait for the freaking banana to fall off the tree to eat it.
Right.
Mm-mm. No, I'm
And you
gonna
can't
go
You know what
do
out
I'm
and
that.
saying?
I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna see those bananas and I'm gonna find the bananas that
I,
look are ready to be
I'm gonna
harvested and yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna chop the shit out of that tree to see that banana call fall down. I'm gonna cut the crap out of it.
Right. Yeah. And but I do think that, like, I mean, in everything, it didn't matter what it is. Even like if you have a regular, I don't want to say 9 to 5, but because I don't work those hours. But even just like in every day, people don't have that work ethic, and they come up with excuses. And it's like with me, I don't want excuses. It's kind of like, okay, here's what
Well,
happened. How can we change it so next time it doesn't happen? Let's
it's just
let's
like somebody that
figure it out.
it's just like somebody that's poor that doesn't have much to
Yeah.
eat, right? That barely has anything to eat. But then again, they're picky.
Hmm.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
You don't have a fucking option.
Yeah. Do
You
what you
eat
need to do.
what gets put on the table for you, bro.
Yeah.
you know,
I just want to show, because look
like
at
me.
this.
Yeah.
Like
Hey,
I
it's not
have
hot yet, is it?
no, it's not.
No,
It
it
isn't.
really isn't.
And
It
I'm like,
really
why
isn't.
is it not burning me?
Have not had to purge the cigar, have not had to
And
relight the cigar, have not had
no.
to touch it up. You can see I still have a nice even
Yeah.
burn all the way through, and it's not hot to the touch. I mean, is it warmed up? Yeah, but it's not hot to the
Well, I
touch.
mean, it has to be warmed up because you got some fire in that shit. You
Yeah,
know,
I've got
Yeah.
there's a
the
leaf.
cherry right down there.
Yeah. But and you were talking about like the aroma, and that's like one thing that I noticed is like, sometimes it'll be like really good, but the aroma smells like crap. So other people are not enjoying it, and then they're like turned off. They don't want the cigar because of the smell, and you're like, no, the taste is really good. But then also, like I've just like had to put it in my ashtray or whatever, and the taste is still phenomenal, like the aftertaste.
Yeah.
And sometimes you smoke a cigar and it's like phenomenal, and you're like, oh my gosh, this is so good, but the aftertaste is like a bitterness, you know what I'm talking about, in your
Yeah.
Oh
mouth,
yeah.
and it's like, ugh, this isn't it. Like this is when, like, it's a good cigar when you can say, I don't have to brush my teeth immediately to get rid of that nasty ass taste.
Well,
Just
another
pop
thing
a mint
about
in your mouth. That's it.
the other thing about the cigar, and usually when we find with full-bodied cigars, where it's got a lot of the smoke, that our mouth is really starting to dry out, and this cigar is actually salivating.
Yes.
My mouth is not drying out. You have pulled off on this blend what we would call the perfect blend because we can pair it with so
Hmm.
many different types of
Yeah.
drinks.
Excellent.
It's
Thank you.
salivating.
Yeah.
It's enjoyable. The room, the aroma of it, even down to here on it. A lot of times, when you've got a cigar that's burning really good, sometimes the oils will bunch up, and you get some of that bittery notes, especially down on the nubbing part of it. No bitter aftertaste is beautiful. Even I don't know if you noticed, but one of the things that Red and I like to do is we like to take the smoke and blow it into our glass, and then see how the smoke directly interacts with the spirit or the wine, or what, whatever it is that we're drinking, and the interaction of it was just beautiful all the way. This is
Excellent.
not only is this cigar box worthy, but this is an everyday smoke too. I mean,
Yeah.
somebody could
They-
take
Thank
this
you.
as an everyday and not
They
burn
could.
their palate out, not destroy
Yeah.
their
Thank you.
palate.
And for me, I'm not one who could smoke something every day. And I'm going to blame my ADHD. I have to have change. I really do. So when I say that I could smoke this every day, I fucking mean that I could smoke it every day.
Excellent. Thank you.
So, yeah.
Excellent. I want to challenge all of our viewers, those who are on with us now and those who will watch us later. Please go out, check out Espinal Puro's website. Get yourself some of these cigars.
Girl.
What states are you licensed to sell to distribute?
We
your
can sell
cigars to?
anywhere. I think obviously there's like a couple. There's like 3 states that you can't legally anybody can send to. Like you can't mail cigars to. I think it's South and North Dakota or something like that. I
Yeah.
think you can't. Yeah, something like that. But we sell it. We send everywhere. We ship them everywhere.
Very
Ship them
very
everywhere.
good. Support Fred. You've got the seal of approval for Ash and Greybeard on
Thank you.
this one here.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We got another question here, and this is something that we always like to ask: is do you remember the first cigar that you smoked, and where's your favorite location to smoke a cigar?
The favorite well, the first cigar I ever smoked was because it's at and we're by the way we're gonna be there pretty soon. We're already in the talks with them. Was a duty free in the Dominican Republic. So duty free at the airports. The room.
We
Oh.
There we go. Oh, we lost you again.
no, we,
I even put a message
Yeah.
on. I even put a message on like, hey, I'm gonna be on a live at 8 p.m. Don't call me. So,
Yep.
I knew somebody was gonna call me. So I should have used my laptop for this one. The favorite location, it depends. It depends how I feel, brother. I think my favorite location is me time, right? Wherever I have myself.
Oh
I think
yes,
I think
yeah.
about Papa. I think about my grandfather. Um, I think about my grandfather and his work ethics. I think about I talk to him even if he's not here. I talk to his spirit. I say, hey, I love you. I miss you. I'm thinking about you. And when I think about you, that's my fuel. Other than my kids. But I think my favorite spot is just being here by myself. Sometimes I do have a good buddy of mine that's here, but I think it's anywhere where you can find yourself. I think that's where my favorite spot is. So I think you should be everybody's favorite spot. Where you can find yourself.
It's
You know.
It is.
definitely mine. My favorite time and place to smoke a cigar is in the morning with my cigar, my coffee, get my Bible out, my devotional, my
Amen.
quiet time
Amen.
with God
With Jesus,
is
yes, amen,
my
amen,
quiet time with my Lord and Savior. And
amen, amen,
that's no better
amen,
time for me. But
amen.
Red and I have talked about this many times. Looking
You're
forward
probably
to
still in
this. Looking forward to our show because it's time that where she and I, and we smoke cigars together all the time. But when we're on the show, and especially when we're doing a pairing, or we've got someone like you on the show, that we can enjoy this community that we're having right now. I so much enjoy the first hour of the show where we're learning about you, but now we're in the second hour of the show to where we're communing.
Right.
This is fellowship time for me. This is my fellowship time, so I enjoy this too.
Excellent,
And
excellent.
and what I say is and I've always said it, and it's nothing against men, it's nothing against guys, but I think a lot of times is women's mind go 90 to nothing. And I'm not saying that your mind doesn't go 90 to nothing, but I think women think more about, like, especially for me, I think about, okay, I need to take care of my kids. So this week, my daughter got into a wreck. My other son was in something where he was physically hurt. 3 people kind of jumped on him, So for me, my time is like either like it's like that time that I could stop with. It makes me stop and think about like how I handled situations, how I could have handled situations better, or it gives me time to reflect and think of slow down because I'm like I work full time,
Well, you're human. You have
yeah,
you have feelings, and there's moments where you got to collect yourself again, and we all go through different things. So obviously, and if you find a a spot for yourself, and obviously pray for your kids. Obviously we all pray for our kids, right? We all wish the best for our kids. Sorry that happened to your kids there, Red. Luckily they have a mom that's strong and that shows them that, hey, mom is here. Even though you're big, mom is here. Even though you're grown, mom is gonna be there, because you know what? What else do we have?
yeah, and it gives you
What else do
time.
we
It's
have?
like it's what I call is like when I smoke my cigar and I'm in that it's that element. It's not necessarily like an out of body experience or whatever, but
Right.
it's like it gives you time to like look back and kind of step back and
Right.
just be thankful for those moments,
Amen.
because
Yeah.
it's like at the moment it's like when I was talking to Greybear and I was like, oh my gosh, this is what happened,
Right.
this is what I wrecked. Your mind is going 90 to nothing, and
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
can't think, and it's the stress that comes.
Yeah.
Then it's like when you have a cigar and you have that moment to kind of reflect and just be present with you, and I think that kind of like that's what cigars do, is like it makes you stop what you're doing, think about it, and okay, this is what this is what I need to be grateful for, this is what I need to be thankful for. That's what is phenomenal about cigars. It makes you stop.
Cigars
And
come from where we come
yeah,
from.
yeah.
Yep.
Cigars come from where we come from.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why
It,
it's this big spiritual thing. I saw the question a little bit briefly. So if you want to pop it up again there, Greybeard. So cigars are you know they ground you, right? They
Yeah.
ground you. They
100%.
bring you.
Yes.
They ground you, because if you see the bolado, the leaf that's on the bottom of the plant, it goes like
Mm-hmm.
this. It gives tribute to the land it comes from,
Yep.
right? So cigars are very spiritual, and that's why I believe that all these mother communists, I mean these government I'm sorry, are trying to constantly trying to you know put some type of scrutiny under it. Obviously cigarettes and cigars are two totally different things. And
Right.
obviously it depends on how the cigars that you're smoking, how they process it, wherever they're processing it at. I respect the product. I respect where it comes from. I thank God for being able to enjoy them. You know,
Amen. Yes.
um, you know, obviously if he didn't, I tell him all the time, if you don't want me to do this, just send a message. Just send me the message. If you don't want me to be doing this, just send the message, Lord. So, and yeah, so cigars are a very spiritual thing. It's something that we look inside ourselves and say, hey, this is something that makes me feel good. It makes me
Right.
my mind elevate and think differently, and strategize. How can I take care? How can I give my son a pep talk and say, hey man, you know we get beaten down all the time every day, and we get back up because we are God's children. And that's
That's
what it's
right.
about. And that's what it's
Mm-hmm.
about. um if we reflect back on Jesus's life, Jesus got beat down so many times.
Yeah.
you know and if we look at his life and portray it on ours, you say, hey, if our Savior took all that, you know,
Mm-hmm.
endured all that pain, you know, I have a communication with him and he alleviates that pain, you know? So
What,
um
what,
that's what I think.
one of my favorite stories, and I talked about this on my last episode of my podcast, and then we'll get to this question. But this just really talks so important about it. Remember this story where that Christ and the disciples had just got finished feeding the 5,000, and so they were walking they were heading towards Galilee,
Yeah.
and they were trying to get there because he was supposed to, one of his followers had come to him and said, "My daughter is sick," and so
Yeah.
they're trying to get there to him. And so the disciples, they're doing what they're supposed to do, and trying to usher him along, just saying,
Pushing. Hurry
trying to
up, Jesus,
get
hurry
get
up.
get him going, get him going. And he feels somebody touch his cloak,
Yep.
and he just felt that energy just kind of depart, to leave. And he goes, "Who touched my cloak?" And the disciples are like, "Don't worry about who touched your cloak. We're in the middle of 1,000 people here. Don't worry about it. Let's just keep going." He goes, "No.
Oh.
Somebody reached out and touched my cloak. Who was it?" And a woman was down on the ground, and she was crying. And she goes, "I did, Father. I've been bleeding since I was born, and I knew that if I just touched your cloak, that I would be
That
healed."
faith, baby. That
And
faith.
he turned around and he stopped after he'd been beaten down, worn out. I mean, he was human. He's tired.
Yeah.
And he's got people wanting him to get to someplace. And he goes, "No, let me stop. Let me find out who was it that reached out for me." And with cigars, just us going in and going into a lounge and wanting just to be by ourselves, sitting down and smoking a cigar, and somebody coming up and saying, "Hey, can I sit down and smoke with you?" And you just saying, "Yeah, please, sit down and smoke with me." Who touched my cloak?
Yeah.
That's what cigars do for us. Forces us to slow down. It allows us to be able to be in the
Be in that
moments,
moment.
be in that moment, and possibly be there for somebody else who may need just that camaraderie of it.
Absolutely.
It's beautiful. I
Beautiful.
love the way you talked about that.
Beautiful. Billionaire. So for someone who who who's new and never had your cigar, who would you describe, or how would you describe
How would you
uh
describe your cigar?
yeah, your cigar? Any cigar you would suggest trying to find, because I made the cigar specifically for people that were starting out to smoke, right? So I usually I have five cigars. Right now we're sold out of two, which is the Smooth and the Gallo Coronado, which is the 56 by 6, which is I call it the cigar that I smoke when I feel like I'm the boss of my company.
There you
Yeah,
go.
that's so I made a cigar like that. So it's just like drinks, right? I'm gonna use Johnny Walker. Johnny Walker has red label, green label, the gold label, and the blue label, right?
Hmm.
So you had an excellent week. You just graduated or something, or you just you graduated from the police academy. You just got promoted at your job. You're like, you know what? Today's the day that I'm going to smoke a Gallo Coronado because I deserve that shit. I'm the boss of this thing. I'm owned it. I manned it today. This week. So you know, my cigars, it just depends how you feel. If you feel like in the morning you want to take a little, something light, and you're like, you know what, I want to get me something light and feel good. I'm gonna smoke a Smooth, which is the green label, right? It's Connecticut. And then like, you know what, I'm gonna smoke an Espuelas because you know what, I feel special. Like the Espuelas is just a cigar that I made. You know, you see it's short. It's not. You see it's something nice, and it's not gonna take too long to smoke. But you're like, I have people always asking me, "Hey, Fred, you couldn't make this damn cigar a little longer. I'm like, yeah. But then again, it would, it would be your idea, not my idea, right, motherfucker? I'm sorry. So, I I think my cigars is just how it depends how you feel. If you want it, once we have the smooth back in stock, try every one of them, and then you'll just decide which one you like. I have people that like all of them. I have people that like two of them. I like people that only like one of them. That's just a personal preference. But for me, it just depends how I feel. That's how I smoke my cigars. So, like the Maduro right now, I'm active. I'm having fun. That cigar, I smoked that cigar yesterday there, Greybeard. That thing, I was like, whoa. I'm like, I blended this thing?
I got to tell you what, this is number 2 of your cigars, and this is, whew, this is good. It's right now. I would say it's very mellow. It's I'm loving the subtle cocoa notes. I'm loving the little bit of hints of creaminess, a little bit of vanilla kind of creaminess in it. It's not no peppery notes at all in it.
Not yet.
Not yet, but I'm just now getting to about a half-inch ash on here, so I'm just now getting into really what this cigar has to present, and this is good so far.
That's not so. You smoked the first one that you smoked was the one that goes after that one. So that's the one below it. That's the one before it. So
I don't know if you noticed.
You see the transition?
Oh yeah,
See the transition? Okay.
Well, I don't know if you notice. I did have to cleanse my palate on it because some of the aftertaste, the beautiful aftertaste was coming in, and I saw it was starting to clash a little bit, and I was like, I know it's not the cigar, so cleanse my palate, and bam, that now it's presenting itself in here, and I'm excited to see what this is going to do. And I haven't paired it with the rye yet, so we'll see what's going to do.
So the cigar before that one is the smoothest, the Connecticut, before the one you're smoking there. So once you smoke the Connecticut, then you're going to see the transition. So usually when I send out a cigar sample, right, somebody buys a sampler, I put them in order for them, and I tell them smoke it from the left to the right.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and see what you like in it, and see how it transitions, and that's the way that I intended. It might not always be, on point because we're human, right? But that's the intention of the way that I make my cigars, right? So,
I like that. I like that.
This right here is like dessert.
after that banger, right?
Yeah, and there's sometimes this one is I could see in the morning with coffee or after dinner and you've had or with your dessert, it is very smooth. It's kind of I want to say a marshmallowy kind of that, that flavor it's that when a marshmallow, it's that sweetness kind of, but it's not overly sweet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm getting. And then let me tell you, with the amaretto, it is perfection. It's
the approach I had with this, since I'm blending my own cigar. So this is the first time I ever blend my cigars than what you're smoking now. So the ones that were before, the batch that was before, was being blended by another factory. So what I did was, I'm like, you know what, let me go like this, and let me get a little plateau a little bit, give a little bit of that, damn. Okay, I see what he's doing. So I wanted to bring that up and kind of bring a little bit a plateau to it, right? Yeah. So you can enjoy it. Now you're okay, wow. I had that, with that Maduro that you guys smoked. Mm-hmm. And then to that one, you're going to be it's almost, that cigar is almost at the same level as the Maduro. It's just not as spicy, but it's kind of it's just giving it to you okay, now all right. So now it's the relaxed time.
Yeah.
When you smoke that, yeah.
Oh,
that's what I'm saying. And it's kind of it's It's very. It's like you get some of the stone fruits from it on this one, and it is a very chill. Like all of a sudden, I'm just like, hey, how you doing?
How you
That is
doing?
how you doing. That's what this
It's
one
like
is.
having intense. It's like having the intense. You know what? And then like,
Yeah.
That it's like you
I'm
sit
gonna
down.
say this would be a great after sex smoke. I'm just gonna
that's
go
what.
ahead and say.
Okay, that's what I meant. That's what I meant to say. But I didn't. Thank you, Red. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Hey, I'm trying to be. Professional here. Can you?
I know, but
Try.
I just called it like it was. Sorry. Red's
Now,
gonna give me a talking to after the show.
now I will say that if Red comes back and goes, this was the O moment. Now you know that you've hit it. And I've got to say with this one here, I mean it's just so relaxing.
Yeah.
And pairing with the rye. Oh my lord! As good as the other one paired with the rye, this one here is just blowing it out of the water. The stone fruit notes of the rye
That's
are
the
just
medium.
coming up straight forward. I mean, this is
That's medium.
beautiful.
Yep. So you got
Yeah.
smooth. That's the name of the cigar. Smooth, medium, Maduro,
Hmm.
Espuelas, which is Espuelas. Espuelas means, by the way, they're ash red. It means
Mhm.
spur of a rooster because obviously, if you see the cigar, it's a torpedo. It's a pyramid.
Yeah.
So it looks like a spur of a rooster, right?
Mhm.
So that's why my name is Spur. So the other one is Gallo Coronado, which is obviously in Spanish, but Gallo Coronado means crowned rooster because it's a
Crown. Yeah.
pigtail. The number I didn't send it to you. I don't think I had. I don't
No.
think I had it when I sent it to you.
No.
So it has a pigtail, so that's why I named it Gallo Coronado, which is crowned rooster, and that's where you see my rooster has a crown on it.
Mhm.
Yes.
Right. So that's why I named it crowned rooster.
Yeah. Like, and I noticed that we had a question, and I think this one's a great question from Billionaire over on YouTube. Fred, how long did it take you to blend your first cigar? Do you feel like you learned a lot about the process throughout of the
Damn.
blending?
Damn, billionaire. Listen, man. I'm gonna sound like I'm bragging, and I don't like to brag. I really don't. You know, I'm the most
No,
humble
he
person
does
you ever
it.
meet.
He does it. Like I know
I'm
you,
the.
so I can vouch that
I'm very
you know
chill.
it.
I'm very chill.
Yeah.
But it only took me one try.
What?
I think on the one that took me two tries wasn't the first one that you guys smoked. That's the one that took me two tries.
Uh huh.
Yeah.
So
But
that's just natural talent.
every other cigar was one try. That because I already knew what I was looking for. So if you know what every so we were talking about perrito, right?
Yeah.
So when you smoke when you that's what I first thing you do is smoke the perritos. You see, you go to the factory and you get this all these bales of tobacco and now you're like, uh-oh. Now we got to sort them out because a lot of the bales will come mixed, will come seco, will come ligero, will come
Yeah.
viso, right? So now we got to sort them out. So now once you start tasting them, you're like, okay, now we got to put this much percentage of this one, and that's in my head. Automatically, I'm already in my head. I'm already calculating everything that I got to do with the cigar to know where I want to put it at. So being that my cigars are in level, like in ascending order,
Hmm.
you already know what you have to put in for what percentage you got to put in for this tobacco, right? Because you're smoking it. You're smoking perritos. So that's those cigars. The only one that took me two tries was the one that we smoked first
Hmm. And
But,
and
because I know what I'm looking for. I know what I'm
right.
looking
right.
for.
Right.
I already know what I
and
want to offer you.
and I'm getting like some vanilla bean on this. I know that's with the Emerita because it comes with that natural, but like
I
with
must have I
this
must
with
have
the
dropped some ice
cigar,
cream on it or something.
yeah,
I was eating some.
like for real, like that's why I'm saying it's like the perfect dessert, even adult dessert. Okay, um, I mean it is just like this one is just you want to sit back, you just want to chill and relax with it. It is phenomenal.
I would have to agree. So here between the two of us, we've tried three different blends. Uh, you've got some great product here. This I'm just in the first third of this, but I would say that this one already is an everyday smoke as well. This is
Excellent.
a beautiful cigar. Love everything that you're doing. Love the story that you have. And brother, I got to say, I love your heart.
Thank
Love
you.
your heart. I
Thank,
tell
thank,
people.
thank my grandmother. Thank my grandmother and Jesus. First Jesus, and thank my grandmother and my grandfather for that. So.
And I want to tell you, you weren't bragging. You have you
Oh,
have
I'm
every
trying not to.
you have every reason to be proud of what you're doing.
Thank you.
And I had somebody come to me and goes, Graybeard, how do you define the difference between proud and being prideful? And another Christian brother, because he didn't want to come off as being prideful. And I looked at him and I said, in what you accomplished, did you do that by yourself? And he goes, no, no, it was only by the grace of God and the team that I've got
Amen.
with me with it. And I said, then you're being proud. And
Proud.
you have every right and every reason. God wants us to be proud of what it is that He has given us the ability to do.
Amen.
It's when we try to do it all by ourselves and we say,
Amen.
no, I did this.
Yeah. Okay.
Then that's being prideful, and that's not you at all. So be proud of what you've got. Be very
Amen.
proud of
Thank
what
you.
you got.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you.
This is it's very like here's my thing.
You're having a
Jesus
mouth
said,
orgasm? You having
yeah,
a
I
mouth
am. I'm
orgasm
having
over
a
there?
no.
Oh.
I can't even talk. I can't talk.
So she's having a no.
And I'm having a no. I'm having a no because I can't think. Gosh, dang. I'm just imagining that text message that's coming from you. But like my thing is like it is, and I'm hard on cigars,
Good,
and
good,
it's
as you should be.
you know,
You're paying
and
for it, you should be.
yeah,
If you're
and
paying,
that's
if
my
you're gonna be
thing.
paying for it, you should be.
Yeah, people who are paying for it, and they're going to be even like I'm thinking the consumer is like they're your worst critics right here. And this, I mean, not only you've been a joy to have, but shoot, like I could like say bye guys and just go enjoy my night with just my cigar and enjoy my me time. You know,
Well, my
Hey,
kid,
look
my
where
my
look where I'm at with this one still, that Maduro.
my
I don't want to let it
daughter.
go.
My daughter and her husband just stuck their head through the door and said, "You might want to wrap up the show because it's going to start downpouring and lightning here pretty soon." I'm like thinking, "Yeah, we're getting close to the end of the show, but I'm going to enjoy this cigar."
yeah, yeah.
Cool. I
So
appreciate you guys. I appreciate your time. Um, this is the way that I grow. This is the way that my family grows mainly. This is the way my spirit grows. To continue on what I'm doing, continue on helping people that want to get into this. And this is my fuel. You guys are my fuel.
Yes, sir.
My
And
family's my
likewise.
fuel. My family's my fuel. God is my fuel. Jesus is my fuel. And I have all intentions. I through this. By the way, before we guys close this up, when you guys buy a cigar from me, I'm able to help kids in the Dominican Republic. I renovate baseball fields for them. Um, if somebody needs a uniform, I sponsor the kids' uniforms, and something that I wish that if I was in a situation that I needed, I wish somebody to help me out. I don't do enough yet because I don't have enough. As much as I want to have to give back, but eventually, I think that I will have enough to give back because I believe everything is a process. God's not going to give me everything that I need right now or that I want right now because He knows it's not the time. But the
That's
time
right.
will come. The time will come, and I'll be ready for it. I'll be ready to receive it with open arms.
God's timing is better than ours.
I'm into
so
that.
yes. So what's next for you? What's next for your cigar?
So
The next 5
I'll
years, hopefully.
I want to come up with a product that I can have. So I'm designing one of these so you can fit a gun in it for those gun lovers.
Yes.
So it's gonna be like a tactical one. So if you guys would like to have like a sealed carry with your cigars in there, you can have it like a tactical, like a kind of military grade. I'm big on the Second Amendment. Fuck Biden. I mean, say it anyway. So, so yeah, I'm big on liberty. I'm big on family. I'm big on morals and keeping everybody sane. So I'm just trying to take it day by day. Through people like yourselves that you might go to a lounge and say, hey, I think you should have Fred cigars here. That's to me, that's what it really is about. That's to me, that's a win. That's a plus. And somebody that's trying to get into the business, and I can help them out. Help them out from 0 to 100. That I had to figure out on my own. You don't have to figure it out on your own. Just reach out to me. I'll try to give you my 2 cents on it, and I'll be open and I'll tell you how it is. It's not a pretty thing. Obviously, it's not red. So
Thank you.
Not many in this world is red, Fred.
Nah, hey, you're not gonna get an argument out of that one from me.
I am blessed. I am blessed with an absolutely brilliant, intelligent,
hardworking,
hardworking, an amazing woman and beautiful woman as my partner. I mean,
man.
every week, as a guy, I get this in my view every week. I cannot complain.
I bet a lot of guys are very jealous of you there, my man. So you indulge it every day. Take it, be like, yeah, I know. Just be like, I know. So I'm like, yeah.
Well,
you're gonna make me blush.
Fred, we appreciate you being on here with us. It's like I always ask, I'm going to ask you two to stay on just for a little bit longer.
Sure.
Red and I are going to close this up. And so, again, thank you. Thank you, all of our viewers. We love you guys. We would not be here without our viewers, without our support, without people like you. Everybody, please go out to Espinal Puro. Go to his website, buy his cigars. Mm-hmm. You've heard it. We've now had 3 cigars, and every single one of them is everyday smoke, box worthy. This is some good smokes, great pairings. Reach out to Fred. Follow him on his Instagram. Reach out to him on Facebook. Hit his shop up. Let's support our brother here and help him grow even more.
Thank you.
We've got some more great guests coming up as well. Mm-hmm. We've got some good shows coming up. We've got some pairings. I think next week we've got a pairing. If I remember, I don't remember exactly
I think it's quesadillas.
Oh, Casada. yes. Casada's next week, and then
quesadillas with Casada, Hector.
And then we're going to close out the month with a pairing, and then we've got some great shows lined up next month. Let us know what you think about our new logo. We've got our new logo here. This is what we were excited to let everybody know about. We've got some great articles on the website. And we have got something that we are really excited about that's in the process of being in production right now. Be looking for the first ever Leaf and Grain Society EPUB magazine. So electronic publication magazine.
Excuse me.
That's going to be coming out at the end of Q4. So our writers are in the process. We've got a layout that we're excited about. A lot of things going on behind the scenes. So some really exciting things coming out.
I want to give you guys a gift, if you guys don't mind.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to send to make one of these for you guys, each one of you.
Oh, wow.
Awesome.
Either white or black. whichever color you like, and I'll ship them out to you guys. I'll work on that starting tomorrow. As at least while I'm driving over to Cigar Pub over there in Pennsylvania, I'll have a chat with the lady that makes these beautiful things for me. So I'll be shipping out to you guys.
We appreciate that. Send Red or myself the list of your events that you've got coming up, so that way we can put them on our website as well.
Excellent. We'll do. Thank you.
Get that known out as well, so that way people can come and say, well, where can I go and find Fred? Where can I go and see him? Let us know, and that way we can help promote you there.
Because he's got a smile that just makes you when you see Fred smile, you just can't help but smile. He's got that charismatic.
Listen, as long as I have faith in my heart, and I know God is there with me, and Jesus is there with me, and I have the memory of my grandfather and my grandmother. Thank the Lord, He keeps her alive. I'm gonna be smiling all day long, no matter how many struggles I go through. My smile, nobody's gonna knock my smile.
You know, I heard this at church a couple of weeks ago. God doesn't allow us to go through our trials to fail. He allows us to go through our trials to overcome.
Amen.
And when you think about it that way, everything that we go through is to make us stronger, so that we can overcome, and we can take those stories and take that journey that we overcame to help somebody else learn how to overcome. And I mean, that's what it's about.
Let me ask you a question. If we are on this earth and we don't help each other, what are we here for?
If we're on this earth and we don't help each other, then we're only here to exist.
We're
only here to exist. I don't want to just exist.
No.
I don't want to just exist.
Yeah. You're just taking up space, and that's what life is not meant for us to live.
Can I get an amen for that?
Amen. That's my mic drop. And I think you just answered Billionaire's next question is what is the motto that you live by? I would have to say that's probably one of your mottos you live by.
That's what it is. That's what it's about. I mean, if I'm not in this earth, if you work with me and you came in, like I try to tell the guys at the factory, you came in with a little moped and you aspire to own a car and you work hard for it, and your effort is shown, and I don't make it possible if you own that car, then I failed you.
Yep, I agree. All right, folks, we love you. Thank you again for joining on. We got some great things coming out. Go check out the website. Please go out to our YouTube channel, hit subscribe, hit that notification button so that you never know when we're going to come on. We'll probably be coming on as I'm going to be out at an event this weekend. Red's going to be out at another event. We will most likely be going live at some point in time throughout each of these. So click that notification bell so that you know when we're going live on it. Until next time, explore the pairings.
There's something for everyone. Have a good night, y'all.
Have a good night.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.